I wanted to make a little video for you talking about how you can make your own grooved surface shave bowl for about $1.50. Assuming you have a Dremel tool or some other type of tool that's capable of making grooves in plastic. This is a plastic salsa bowl or guacamole bowl from Walmart. As you can see, we've got grooves. Now I chose a radial pattern coming from the center. You've got bowls like Captain's Choice that have a center concentric circle pattern on the bottom. It probably does great, but I found that my tool in my hand did not handle that very well, at least in my brain. So I didn't even try it. I just tried this because there's another, the Fine brand shaving bowl does the kind of lines like this. I'm going to pretend that one of my kids' electric toothbrushes is my Dremel just for illustration purposes. I don't feel like going down to the garage and getting it for you. So this is a plastic bowl, and I took my Dremel tool, and it had the sanding drum attachment on it, which was about 1/4 of an inch thick. The popular one that you often will see is maybe 1/2 inch or 5/8 of an inch in diameter. And it's great for all kinds of jobs. It's probably my favorite bit for that Dremel. But 1/4 of an inch thick because it needed to make deeper grooves. And so that's what I did. Made sure that was in there. Held this securely. And then I just started in the middle until I got out. Rotated the bowl. Started in the middle until I got out like that. And then once I had done about 7 or 8 of the long ones, as you can see, there are shorter ones, like this one right here, that don't go all the way to the center. And so I get more grooves that way. And now, because it's plastic, you don't want to have a high speed because the Dremel will kind of melt and stuff, melt the plastic. So try a lower speed. It will still, even at the lower speed, it will still put a burr along each line. A pretty thick, nasty burr that might even pull hairs out of your brush. Okay, so if you try this, then you need to find a way to scrape away that burr. Now, what I had on hand was a can opener, a bottle cap opener, and it was one of those, it was a Channel Lock brand, and it had the same handle as the screwdriver set, but it was a bottle opener. I'm sure you've seen those around. And what it was basically was just kind of a blunt chisel. And it had a round, as you know, bottle openers kind of have a round shape to them. And so I took that and I would shove it down the line that I had just crafted. Then I'd turn it and I would just go back and forth like that, just kind of trying to rub away and bluntly chisel out that burr, and it was quite successful. I was surprised. I thought I was going to have to try to find some curved blade or something, but if you use a blade, you're going to gouge out your bowl. So I just did a couple of passes with it, just grinding at that, and then 90% of the burrs were gone, and I just had a couple of targeted ones to do. I'm probably still going to take this and sand it out a little bit more to try to get more of the burrs out, but because I don't want it to pull hairs on my brush. After the burrs were generally moved, I had a sponge block that had a sandpaper on it. Just got in there, just normal sanding stuff, and then I was done, ready to use. $1.50, Walmart. And you could try different groove patterns, whatever you think might be good for you. If you botch it up, go buy another one, Walmart. For me, this is a little bit small. Here's my 22 millimeter silver tip badger brush, and so here's the kind of the size. I did have to work on management because I like a lot of lather. I did have to kind of spend time flipping it over to make sure it didn't fall out and all that stuff, but I imagine you could get used to that over time for such a cost saving and it did generate lather quickly. Maybe if I deepened the grooves even more, it might be even better. So, $1.50 grooved shaving bowl. Enjoy. Hope it helps somebody out there.